Welcome to the Cold Email Masterclass. You have just stepped into the most comprehensive, cutting-edge course on cold emailing, lead generation, client acquisition, and email copywriting available anywhere. In today's high-tech world, cold emailing is still the highest ROI channel from client acquisition and lead generation. But here's the catch. Most people are doing it wrong. And that's where this course will come in. This isn't just another run-of-the-mile course. We will be deeping dive into every single aspect of cold emailing. For example, how to set up your own lead generation machines, how to craft that compelling copies that will truly resonate with your audience, everything about technical wizardry about email infrastructure, email deliverability, email longevity, and these are some of the crucial elements that are overlooked by most of the people. And that's why you will gain competitive advantage by understanding it and using it into your own cold email campaigns. Furthermore, we will use some of the best tech stack or some of the best tools for a cold outreach. This course is a combination of both theoretical and practical examples. Over the duration of this course, we will cover the following topics, starting with cold email fundamentals, where we will understand the psychology and the benefits of cold emails. Next, we will look into email deliverability, where we will set up proper email infrastructure. After that, my favorite section will be on lead generation, how to find your leads, build your leads according to your ICP or according to your buyer persona. Not to forget the module of email copywriting and client acquisition phase, where we will learn about how we can convert our cold leads or cold prospects into our clients and customers. In addition to that, we will deep dive into using some of the best tech stack that is available out there for using cold emailing and for building your own lead generation machine that will scale exponentially. We will use advanced features like AI personalization to optimize your cold emailing campaign to the next level. We will look into advanced strategies like how to set up your workflow or how to set up your email sequence and optimize it to take it a step further, and multiple of other important modules as well. Just imagine booking more meetings, closing more clients, and growing your business with a continuous stream of high-quality leads. Well, that's the power of cold emailing, and that's exactly what we are going to cover in this course. And just trust me, and it's fine if you don't trust me because I'm going to prove it to you in this course. Alright, so are you ready to revolutionize your business, your sales, your marketing efforts by cold emailing? Let's get started, and I will see you in the first lecture. Your future clients are just one cold email away. Let's get started. What you will learn from this course? Well, basically to print money. How? By building highly profitable cold email machines without spending a fortune on softwares, mailboxes, and buying leads. I have tried multiple of tools and software available out there so that you don't have to, and I will share some of the best tools that I use from lead generation, and this tool doesn't require any technical skill or coding skill. Further on, you will learn everything about email infrastructures starting from DMARC, DKIM, SPF records to email warm-ups as well as to sending out cold emails with an offer. Yes, you will learn how to create an offer that will truly resonate with your audience for cold emails. You will also learn about email copywriting because it is actually a lot different than copywriting from blogs and newsletters. We will go into the psychology behind CTAs or call to actions, email headlines, what to actually write in email copies or email bodies, as well as we will also talk about email deliverability and email longevity. Alrighty, so there are way more information that you will squeeze out of this course, but you might ask why I said that cold emailing is the highest ROI channel from businesses to grow their business. Well, cold emailing is superior to all other lead generation strategies. For example, you can easily identify your ICP and reach out to them. And for those of you who don't know what is ICP, ICP is Ideal Customer Profile. That prospect or that clients that will truly resonate with your offer or your service. And if you don't know ICP right now, don't worry about it. We will look into it in much more details in further lectures. So yes, by using cold emailing, you can easily filter out your leads or your ICPs and reach out to them. Second is, it is actually very cost effective. Now let's say if you compare cold emailing with ads, for example Google ads or Facebook ads, sometimes $5 to $10 CPC or cost per click. So yeah, compare that with cold emails. It is literally for pennies. Like the lifetime value and the cost to acquire customers is so low in cold emails rather than any other channel for lead generation and client acquisition. Another major issues with ads is it is not that dependable. For example, if you are running Facebook ads and you were getting clients, you were getting deals from those running ads, but out of nowhere, Facebook will close or Facebook will ban your ads account without specifying any reasons from banning your account. And that's why it is not that dependable. Now let's flip this scenario by using cold emails. If you use cold emails as your lead generation, no one has the power to stop you in doing so, and no one will ever will. And that's why cold emailing is the best and highest ROI channel for client acquisition and lead generation. Last but not least advantage of running cold emailing campaign is instant result. We can see in our dashboard or we can see in our analytics how our cold emailing campaign has run by open rates, by click-through rates, or even by response rates. That's why it is much more scalable and predictable method than any other. For instance, if you are sending 100 cold emails per day and your conversion rate is 1%, that means that you will get 1 client sending 100 cold emails per day. Now imagine scaling that cold emailing campaign to 10,000 cold email per day, to 50,000 cold emails per day, even to 100,000 cold email per day. Name any other channel for lead generation that is this much scalable and predictable? The answer is there isn't any.
Bruh.
Again, that's why cold emailing is so important, and you will see that most of the SDRs, BDRs, sales and marketing professionals uses cold emailing to maximize their ROI and to increase their sales of their companies and businesses. Who is this course for? So this course is perfect for SDR, BDRs or sales development and marketing professionals, even from entrepreneur or small B2B business owners who is looking to increase their ROI by using cold emailing. First of all, let us discuss what we are going to cover. We are going to cover cold emailing, lead generation, client acquisition, copywriting. So this course is more applicable to B2B offers or B2B business owners rather than B2C business owners. In another terms, it is more applicable to high ticket product or high ticket offer rather than low ticket product or service. You might ask, why is that? Well, I'm not saying that cold emailing is irrelevant and unnecessary for B2C offers. We can actually structure cold emailing campaigns for B2C offers and products as well. But the reason I'm saying is the email infrastructure cost for low ticket product will be much higher. So you might be even out or you might make a loss by using cold emailing. But if you are offering more than even $50 or $99 product or service, which basically means high ticket, it will actually make you profit in the long term and increase your ROI. That's why this course is more applicable to B2B business owners and B2B offer or products. Whether you are a beginner learning about cold emailing or experienced marketing agent, this course will help you to build skills that will be valuable across various professional contexts, as well as you will learn cutting-edge techniques to boost your sales and your results. This course will cover everything from basics to advanced strategies, making it accessible to all the beginners and marketing experts alike. Lecture of understanding cold emailing. Cold emailing at its core is reaching out to people who doesn't know you right now, but you are pitching your offer, your service or your idea to them. It's been a main source of business communication channel since 1990s and it is still going strong, more than ever before. Now you might be asking, it is still that effective? or it is still that good? Well, let me tell you some of the biggest names in the businesses, and I swear by it. For example, Salesforce and HubSpot uses cold emailing as their main form of communication and lead generation. Even modern entrepreneurs like this big hairy guy, Alex Hormozy, credit much of their success to mastering cold outreach. But why emails? Well, the answer is simple. Because email is the most widely used channel between communication of businesses. It's professional, it's easy, it's universal, and more importantly, it actually works. Have you ever heard your client saying like, connect me on TikTok or Instagram and we will discuss our business? Well, no. Most of the business deals actually get closed in emails and by using emails. What makes cold emailing psychologically effective? The first reason is the principle of reciprocity. When you provide value in your email, the recipient will feel inclined to answer and reciprocate. The second is the curiosity gap. A well-crafted personalized subject lines create the curiosity, compelling our leads to open their email and read our email copy. Third is social proof. Mentioning other satisfied clients or impressive results tap into our tendency to build that connection or to build that trust with our ICP. Fourth is personalization. When an email tailors to the recipient, it creates a sense of connection and the probability of replying and opening that email is much higher. Fifth is scarcity and urgency. Limited time offers or exclusive opportunities can motivate quick responses and more sales. The sixth point is foot in the door technique. Starting with a small ask can lead to bigger commitments down the line. All we need to do is act as a Trojan horse and get into the system. After that, we will expand our offers and provide more values to our clients and customers, increasing our ROI and our results. But mind that these are not gimmicks or tricks. Understanding the psychology behind cold emailing is very crucial, as they are not just tips, but they are way of communicating that resonate with our audience and how their brain works. Remember, cold emailing at its core is all about building connection with your clients. It's about reaching out to someone and saying like, hey, I think that we might be able to help each other. When done right, it's not offensive, it's actually an opportunity to grow your business. Welcome back everyone. In the last lecture, we explored about the psychology behind the cold outreach. In this lecture, let us discuss why cold emailing is so important for B2B lead generation. But before that, let us again address this elephant in the room. There are too many elephants. Isn't cold emailing just spam or waste of time because all of the emails will eventually go to junk or spam? The key difference lies in personalization and value. Spam is generic and unwanted. Effective cold emails are actually tailored to our ICP and our buyer persona. They are relevant and they offer genuine value to recipients. Alright, I hope you got my point that cold emailing is still relevant. And here's why. The first is cost effectiveness. Cold emailing is one of the most budget-friendly lead generation strategies out there. Unlike paid advertising, you are not spending money on each impression or clicks. Your main investment is your time and potentially some mailbox and software costs. Second is scalability. With right tools and right strategies that you are going to learn in this course, you can reach to hundreds, even thousands of potential leads every single day. This scalability is unmatched by most other outreach methods. Third is targeted approach. Cold emailing allows you to hyper-target your ideal customers or your ideal prospects. You can tailor your message to specific industries, company size, or job titles, increasing your chance of connecting with the decision makers. The fourth advantage of using cold emailing is you can measure your results. Every aspect of cold emailing campaigns can be tracked and analyzed. For instance, open rates, reply rates, click-through rates, all these metrics can help you refine your approach over time. Fifth is direct communication or direct connection. Unlike other social media platforms, you don't have to beat the algorithm or you don't have to gain that views and visibility. By using cold email, you can actually lead out to your connection right away without any hindrance of any algorithm or any social media platform. Sixth point is building relationships.
They open doors to conversation that might not happen otherwise. Last but not least advantage is control over your timing and control over your ICP or your target market. You can decide who you want to send your emails to and when your email will be sent to your prospect inbox. This control will allow you to strategically time your outreach for maximum impact. Remember that B2B decision makers are very busy people. They are constantly looking for solution for their business problem. Your cold email might be a solution for their problem. In fact, according to a research by Ring Group, 80% of buyers says they prefer to be contacted by sellers via email. This preference makes cold emailing not just important, but essential from B2B lead generation and B2B offers. Any question before we move on? Remember, this is your course. Feel free to ask me any question if you have right now or further in this course, and I will revert back to you within 24 to 48 hours. Alright, that's all from my side, and I will see you in the next lecture.
Let us explore how you can build lead generation agency or provide cold email as a service and scale that agency to more than 10k MRR. This business model is incredibly lucrative. The number one reason is the initial upfront investment is so low. All you need to pay for is the inboxes and the softwares that you will use for cold outreach campaigns. Second is, once you have understand the fundamentals and once you have understand how to set up cold email infrastructures from this course, you will be easily able to create infrastructures for all of your clients. Like, all you need to do is learn how to build proper cold email infrastructures for one client and just make it as a template and replicate it for rest of your clients, so that you are not trading your time for money, you are streamlining your process to maximize your ROI. The third point is low overhead compared to many other businesses. You don't necessarily need to manage people. All you need to do is track your analytics and track how your cold email campaign is going and alter them. Hence, you are dealing with softwares and tools, and they never sleep, they work 24/7, they never complain, unlike with other businesses which deals with managing people. The fourth point is continuous learning and improvement. As you take on more clients and as you fulfill more service, after each campaign, you will gain invaluable experience. Each campaign becomes a learning opportunity, allowing you to continuously refine your strategies and improve your results. It is the best business model. Like, you are getting paid to be learned. Clients are paying you and you are continuously improving yourself and refining your strategies for your cold email campaigns. The fifth point is the best part of starting a lead generation agency, which is client dependency. What I mean by client dependency is, when you become the primary source of new leads for their businesses, you create a powerful long-term relationships. Your clients will come to rely on you for their growth, making your service not just valuable, but essential and forever for their business growth. This dependency leads to longer client relationships and more stable revenue for your business. And that's why I love this business model on providing cold email as a service or starting your own lead generation agency. And to scale this business model to more than 10k MRR, this should be your first starting point. And as you know that you can scale your cold emails to infinite or to limitless, well, this makes this business model limitless and infinite. In our upcoming lectures, we will dive into the practical point of setting up and running cold email service. We will cover everything from right tools to pricing your service effectively. Awesome. So are you guys ready or are you excited? Let's make this happen. Before getting started, let us clear this cloud of confusion between cold emailing and email marketing. While both of these involve sending email, but they are totally different thing. They have totally different approach, strategies, methods, and legal consideration. Let's break it down. Cold emailing by definition means we are sending emails to unknown or to new prospects to initiate contact and generate leads. While email marketing involves emailing to subscribers who have agreed to receive communication, nurturing existing relationships. Taking an example of email marketing will be when you visit a website and they are offering a free ebook in exchange of your email, so you will provide your email address to receive that ebook. Now, our email is added to the company's mailing list. The company sends a welcome message or welcome email with a promise ebook. So over the next few months, the company sends regular newsletters, product updates, and promotional offers to everyone on their mailing lists. While in cold emailing example, a SDR or BDR researches potential client in the target industry. They found out contact information like their work email or phone number and try to reach out to them by hyper-personalizing message, finding their pain points, their problems, their concerns, and knowing the fact that they don't know who they are or what they do. So if there is no response, they might follow up with a sequence of 2 to 3 more emails over the next few weeks. So these are the examples to illustrate the key differences. Cold emailing typically involves a short sequence of follow-ups, while email marketing is an ongoing process or a long-term email strategy. I hope you now have understand the difference between cold emailing and email marketing. And if you have any question, feel free to reach out to me. Let us demystify some of the cold myths regarding cold emails. So many people come to me and say, cold emailing is spam, cold emailing is irrelevant in 2025, and I ask this question, have you ever tried cold emailing? And the answer is usually no. Bruh. So how can this be a reality or point of proof? So let us cover the first common myth of cold emailing, which is cold emailing is spam. While spam is unsolicited and irrelevant messages, cold emailing when done right with personalization, with providing value, with solving problems about our ICP or about our buyer persona, it is about building connection and not busting out random messages or random emails. Second common myth is cold emailing doesn't work anymore. Cold emailing is highly effective when done right. It's all about quality and not quantity. It's all about personalization and solving prospects' pain point by providing value. The fourth myth is the more emails you send, the better. That's absolutely false. Bombarding emails to your prospect with no intention or with no personalization can damage your domain reputation. I will cover about email deliverability and longevity in further modules, but a thoughtful, well-timed sequence is more effective than bombarding and constant outreach. The fifth myth is cold emailing is only for sales. While it works great for sales, but it is not only for sales. It is also for networking, partnership, collaborating, and much more. The sixth myth is cold emailing is easy. No, it's not that easy. It requires practice, patience, perseverance, proper strategies, proper methods, providing values upfront, all of these things. So I'm not here to claiming that cold emailing is the best and the easiest solution. I'm actually saying that cold emailing is not that easy. So you will have to actually understand, learn, practice all of these things that we are going to cover in this course later on. And then at some point, you will feel that cold emailing is easy. Because now you have the full context of email infrastructures and cold emailing fundamentals, you will be way ahead than 97% of the population. That's exactly you are going to be after completing this course. I promise you. Alright, keep on continuing watching these lectures and I will see you in the next one. A powerful way to align your marketing or copywriting campaign is to align your emails to the specific part of your sales funnel. Whether that can be awareness, consideration, conversion, or retention. Don't worry, this is very easy. First, emails that introduce your brand, outline your values, and set the tone for how you communicate matches the awareness stage. This helps establish brand recognition and have the least amount of segmentation, meaning they can be sent to practically everyone. They can be also considered as foundational emails because they are foundational to your brand and your brand identity. Next, emails that are more educational in nature are valuable in the consideration stage. They might address specific problems or needs of your customer might have, and then tend to outline the positive benefits and advantages of your product or your service. These emails might have more segmentation as they could be sent to people who have asked to be on your email list. These emails are educating and providing information to your potential customers. Now when your potential customers are ready to buy with you, you will use promotional emails. Whether that could be a discount, free shipping, or other call to action. This would be called a conversion stage because you are encouraging a sale to your readers. To be most effective, these emails can be sent to a highly segmented audience, like customers who has left something in their cart or wishlist something or bookmark something. Moving on, once they become your customer, we have to introduce a retention stage, where you will be sending them newsletters and exclusive content which will get them engaged with your brand and ready to buy it again from you when they are ready. So in each stage, the key is to understand and match the content of your email to the mindset and the needs of your target audience. Whether are you building knowledge or trust in your brand, or building relationships, or just signing up a deal, by aligning your marketing campaigns to specific parts of your sales funnel, you are creating a coherent and effective marketing campaign. Now that we have talked about the advantages of cold emailing and why you should use cold emailing for your outreach and outbound system. But before we get started and move on to next things, let me just show you a quick roadmap or overview of the course flow so that you will have a better understanding on the next steps or on the next sections. First of all, we are done with what is cold emailing. Now in the second module, we will look into theoretical part of technical setup. For example, how you should purchase and set up the right domain system, how you should scale your email account structure, how to authenticate your emails, how to worm your emails, and many more things in much detail. Now in the third module, we will look into technical copy setup. For instance, the email body, like how many words should you use, the subject line, spin text, text-only emails, avoiding spam triggers, as well as multiple of other things in this module of technical copy setup. Then we will look into Alex Hormozy offer creation, where we will see email offers to 2x your conversion rates. Moving on, we will proceed to lead generation. In this module, you will learn how you can build your own leads from scratch without costing bank. Then we will look into copywriting mastery, the frameworks that converts cold emails to meetings and clients, where we will look into value formula, how to follow up or how to use follow-up sequence, as well as I will provide tons of cold emails templates that are very successful and have a high conversion rate along with compelling subject headlines. Then comes my favorite part, which is campaign creation. We will use some of the best tech stack for creating our campaign that will maximize our ROI. We will deep dive into campaign settings that will literally make you money. And last but not least, we will look into optimizing your cold email campaigns. So yeah, that's the flow of this course. Alright guys, so I hope you understand that up to copywriting mastery module, we will look into theoretical part of how to build a successful cold email campaign. And from campaign creation, we will deep dive into practical and hands-on experience, where we will build our cold email campaigns from scratch. This lecture will play a role of mentor from beginning your cold emailing journey. I will explain everything step by step, and again trust me, even my grandmother can set up email infrastructure after going through these lectures. Cold email marketing is a very effective strategy. From hospitality to SaaS industries, cold emailing is everywhere. But as per statistic, only 8% of cold email actually get a response. Meaning, if you send 100 emails or 100 cold emails, you are most likely to get 8 response back. So that's why we need to send bulk cold emails to see fruitful results. SDRs, BDRs, cold emailing marketing expert sends thousands of cold email every single day to achieve their marketing goal. But to send thousands of cold emails per day, you will need a proper email infrastructure, and that's exactly what you are going to learn in this lecture. We will understand everything starting from domains, ESPs or email service providers, mailboxes or mail addresses, DMARC, SPF setups, everything. But trust me, it is very easy. You don't want to make mistake here. You can make as many mistakes as you want in copywriting or in optimization, but you don't want to make mistake here, because if you do, your whole entire cold email campaign will be dead. And the worst part here is, you won't even know what is happening, why there is no email deliverability, why no one is opening your emails, because you have built a very poor email infrastructure. And that's why this lecture will be the most important lecture of this entire course. So if you don't understand it, rewind it or watch it twice. Maybe keep this saved to later, and if you have any trouble, you can come back to this lecture anytime and watch it again. So let us get started with our email infrastructure. You will learn creative solution to bypass spam filters and reach thousands of inboxes of your leads. Alright, let us get started. In email infrastructure, looking from bird's eye view, there are three important things: domains, ESP or email service providers, and mailboxes. Let us have a look at each of those. So starting with domains. What are domains? Domains are unique human-readable addresses that specify location on the internet. Buying a domain is a must, and buying domain is a step 0 before you start your cold email infrastructure or cold email campaigns. A primary domain is a main and authoritative web address for your website or your email system. For instance, Amazon.com is a domain name. HubSpot.com is a domain name. manthanpatel.in is a domain name. These are all examples of primary or main domain name. Now you might ask, what are primary or main domain name? Well, a primary domain is a main and authoritative web address for your website or your email system. Example of primary domain names can be manthanpatel.com, manthancourse.org, etc. etc. But there are two types of domains. First that we have covered is primary domain, and second is secondary domains. To understand secondary domains, let us fix a primary domain example. Therefore, let us take acecourse.com as our primary domain. Secondary domains are like complement to our primary domains. We use secondary domains to do cold emailing or cold marketing, brand marketing, or to redirect traffic to our primary or main website. For instance, secondary domain name for our example, which is acecourse.com, can be acecoursegrowth.info, acecoursehelp.co, acecoursesupport.co. And again, why we are using secondary domains? Because sending bulk emails from the main domain may lead to high spam rates, eventually getting blacklisted. And you don't want your main email to be blacklisted. So whenever you will be dealing further with your customers or your clients, your message will land in spam or in the worst case will not reach them. And that's why you don't want to use primary domain to do cold marketing or brand marketing. Cold email marketers creates multiple secondary domains to divide the email sending load, enhance its deliverability, and protect the main domain's reputation. This entire email infrastructure is a game of reputation. You will understand that at the end of the lecture. To summarize, we have our main or primary domain, and then we can buy as many secondary domains as we want. In this example, let us say we are using 2 secondary domains. Now we will use secondary domains to create mailboxes. So what are mailboxes? Mailboxes are simple email addresses or mail addresses. So for example, we are creating 3 mailboxes by using 1 secondary domain. So we have mailbox 1 or email address 1, mailbox 2 and mailbox 3. In a similar way, we will have another 3 mailboxes for our second secondary domain. Now let us replace this with our example that we have taken, which is acecourse.com. This is our primary domain, and now we have complemented this primary domain with 2 secondary domains. For this example, let us take acecoursehelp.co and acecoursesupport.info. Alright, so these are secondary domains. Now in order to create email addresses or mailbox, all we need to do is add a @ sign and then name whatever you want to name your email address. So for example, our first secondary domain, I'm using my name, which is Manthan, and I'm adding @ and then our secondary domain, acecoursehelp.co. Manthan @acecoursehelp.co. This is our first mailbox, or this is our first email address. Likewise, for our second mailbox, I will add my last name, which is Patel @acecoursehelp.co. You will be seeing that the web address that we are using will be the same, which is acecoursehelp.co, acecoursehelp.co. As well as in the third example, I am merging both my last name and my first name. patel.m our secondary domain. So we have created 3 mailboxes or 3 email addresses from one secondary domain. And don't create more than 3 mailboxes or 3 email addresses because it will get suspicious and it will burn down your entire cold email campaign. We will cover everything in further lectures, but as of now, let us focus on the main thing, which is email infrastructure. Likewise, for our secondary domains, we will create 3 inboxes. So I am using another name, which is sara@acecoursesupport.info. So as this is our secondary domain, as you can see, we will use this. And all we are adding is @ and the name that we want to name our email address. The second mailbox for sara.t and the third mailbox from sara.do @ our secondary domain, which is acecoursesupport.info. Here's the important part, and don't forget to do it. So whenever we are buying our secondary domain from example GoDaddy, we have to make sure that we are redirecting our secondary domain to our primary domain. For example, whenever our client or whenever our recipient will get this email from patel.m @acecoursehelp.co, so they might be suspicious. They will go to Google and search for acecoursehelp.co. So we have to make sure that our secondary domain is redirecting to our primary domain, which is acecourse.com. Let's quickly summarize. Before you start your cold email campaign, you should have a primary domain. After that, we will buy secondary domain from any place like GoDaddy, Namecheap, and then we will create mailboxes or email addresses to reach out to our recipients, to our leads and prospects. Here's the catch. You cannot send thousands of cold email from one mailbox or from one email address. There is a daily limit. And do you know the daily limit? The daily limit is 50 emails per day. So if you go over to 50 emails per day, your entire domain or your entire mailbox will land in spam folder, and in the worst case scenario, your entire domain will be blacklisted. In our example, our secondary domain, which is acecoursehelp.com, will be blacklisted. In addition to that, your other 2 mailboxes will be automatically blacklisted. So you don't want to cross this limit of 50 emails per day. Make sure about it. Amazing. We have completed domains. So again, to summarize, there are 2 types of domains, primary and secondary. In secondary domains, we can create mailboxes, and don't cross the limit more than 3 mailboxes per secondary domains. And in each mailboxes or email address, don't cross the limit of sending 50 emails per day. Otherwise, your entire domain or your entire campaign will be in the dustbin. You have easily understood domains, but in order to send your mails to your recipients and to your prospect, you will need to select email server providers. So what are email server providers? Well, let us take an example of physical letters. So let's say you are sending letters to your friends or to your parents. You will need to select a provider. For example, FedEx, UPS, it could be anything, right? So in a similar way, we have to select email service provider. For example, Google, Microsoft, AWS, or private servers. Therefore, in order to send your emails to your recipients and your leads, we will select a email servers. So basically there are 2 types of email servers. First is public and second is private. The example of public servers are Google, Microsoft 365, and for example of private servers, it could be AWS. The key difference between public servers and private servers are the public servers will have a reputation already. So whenever you will use Google or Microsoft as your ESP, you would have already established a reputation. Unlike in private servers, you have to build that reputation. Don't worry, we will cover about ESPs or servers later on. But let us assume that we select Google or Microsoft from public servers. Now that we have selected our servers, our mailbox will successfully reach to our recipients. Congratulations guys, you have easily understood the flow of email infrastructure. But as I said earlier, all of these 3 things comes with reputation. Let us look more into reputation. Starting with domain, we have trust, age or how old this domain is, and DNS records. DNS records consist of DMARC, DKIM, SPF, MX record, etc. etc. And in email servers, we have public server of Google and M365, and AWS is an example of private server. In mailboxes, we have the name of our mailboxes and the email service provider that we have selected. Now comes the main part. For instance, if you are using M365 from your mailboxes, and if you are sending email to recipient who is also using M365, the possibility of reaching in their inbox will be much higher because your mailboxes and your ESPs or email service providers already have credibility and reputation, and there is a good chance of reaching this email to our recipient inbox. In scenario 2, let's say you are using private server or private mailbox, which is AWS, and you are sending same email with same copy to our recipient. But as this is private server and this doesn't have any reputation right now, there is a greater chance of not landing this email in their inbox. So yes, that's why we have to build reputation in all of these three domains. And that's why we are using Age or email warm-ups. We will look into email warm-ups much later, but you have to build reputation and trust between your domains, email servers, and your mailboxes. Let's say your mail is getting spam a lot and you are sending spammy content. Let's say Google to Google, the possibility of reaching those inbox is much less. Your email will always land in spam folder. And that's why it is very important to understand the concept of email deliverability. Let us understand with another example. For instance, if someone is sending email by using Google Mailbox to another person or to recipient who is using M365 mailbox. So what is happening here is this Microsoft server will form a gateway or form a security door, and it will check that is this mailbox alright? It is referring to our Google Mailbox. Is this domain okay? It will look at all of the details, for example our DNS record, the age of our domain, and how trusted our domain is. As well as it will also check that is this copy legit or not, does it contain spammy content or does it contain spammy words. And after checking everything, if Microsoft server feels like this mailbox is alright, the domain is legit and the copy is relevant, and that's where it will pass the email to our recipient. This entire process of checking legitimate email is known as email deliverability. Therefore, it is so important to look at the concept of, for example, our secondary domain is not using more than 3 email inboxes. Our inboxes or our mailboxes are not sending more than 50 emails per day. It is considering the age and the reputation of the domain, and here email warm-ups comes up. It is very important process and we will look into it in much detail. There is still one another hindrance here. Microsoft server, after checking everything, it will look into the last step, which is our Google Mailbox listed as blacklist or is our domain is blacklisted. And if our domain or mailbox is blacklisted, then the trip is over. The mail is never reaching our recipient inbox. It will always land in spam, or in the worst case scenario, your email will not even deliver to them. The famous example here is Spamhaus. Spamhaus check the domain reputation to protect emails, networks, and provide insights. These type of projects are implemented to protect us from cyber attacks and cyber threats. You might be thinking that is my domain or is my mailbox is blacklisted? Well, we can easily check that for free within just matter of 1 minute. We will cover this in blacklist part, but I just want to give you a quick nutshell or a quick overview on how email deliverability works. Alright, I hope you understand everything here, but there is this one thing you might not have understand yet. So let us look into it. When we buy domains, we have DNS dashboard, or in other words, domain name system. And it consists of multiple of records, but there are 4 main records that we need to authenticate our email. For example, this email or this domain is mine, and we are authenticating the email response or the sending of cold email. And that's why we have to set up MX record, which is mail exchanging record, SPF record, DMARC and DKIM records. I will show you how we can set up all of these records within just matter of 2 minutes. You don't have to think about anything. All you need to do is copy and paste the values and the records numbers. Yes, don't make mistake here. Alright, you can make as many mistakes as you want in optimization, in copywriting, but if you make mistake here, your entire email infrastructure will fall down and you will have much lower open rate, you will have much lower conversion rate, and you will be in frustration and you have already spent so much of your time and money and effort and you will not see any results. So again, if you have any question or if you have any doubt, rewind this video, rewatch this video twice, save this video for later, and if for some reason if you are stuck at any step, feel free to message me and I will help you out. Alright, that's all for this lecture. But there is one thing, someone has sent this message or email to you saying thank you. Bye bye. In the last lecture, we have understand this flow, which is primary domain, secondary domain and the mailboxes. But you might be asking, how many secondary domains do I need to fulfill my cold email outreach? Well, that's the numbers game. Let's say if you are aiming from 1000 cold emails per day, you will roughly need 20 mailboxes. And if you are targeting, let's say 30,000 cold emails per day, the number is insane. So let us calculate how many secondary domains you will need for a cold email campaign with the formula that I have made for you. In our acecourse.com example, we are using 2 secondary domains, right? So let's say we are sending 50 mails each day. That will be 150 for one secondary domain and 150 for our second secondary domain. That makes we can send 300 emails per day by using 2 secondary domains. The formula is very easy. X is equal to Y by 3 into 50, where X is the number of secondary domains you will need and the total number of emails to be sent in the campaign, which is denoted by Y. And trust me, you don't need to be Albert Einstein to calculate this max. It is very easy. Let's stick to scenario. In scenario number 1, let's say you want to send 1000 emails per day, and in second scenario, you want to send 30,000 emails per day. So how we are going to use this formula to calculate the secondary domains? Well, again, X is the number of secondary domains you will need and Y is our target. So in our scenario 1, we want to send 1000 emails per day. So Y will become 1000, as Y is equal to total number of emails that you want to send every single day. So just put the value of Y here, which is 1000 by 3 into 50. That means that you will roughly need 7 secondary domains to send all 1000 emails per day. Now for 30,000 emails per day, Y will become 30,000 and X will become 200. X here is the number of secondary domains you will need. So if you want to send 30,000 emails per day, you will need to buy 200 secondary domains. Now I will talk about how you can buy secondary domains, what are the pricing, what are some of the best option, and where you can buy secondary domains and everything about it in the next lecture. From the last lecture, I hope you have understand the email infrastructure and don't rush into this process. Understand each step thoroughly, and if you have any question, feel free to ask me. Now let us understand the segment or each particular instance of email infrastructure. For example, in the last lecture, we have understand the flow or how our email infrastructure works. But we will need to understand every and each individual processes. For example, purchasing and setting up the domain system or DNS, how to set up a scalable email account structure, how to authenticate your emails to avoid spam types like DMARC, DKIM, SPF records. Furthermore, we will understand the importance of email warming and we will understand the configuration that you will use for warming up your emails. Last but not least, main important point to cover is email deliverability or email reputation management system to sustain your deliverability to maximum. Alright, so we will understand each of these segments in theoretical way. And then in further lectures, I will show you how you can purchase domains from trusted websites, how you can set up your own DNS records, how you can set up your own SPF or own email accounts, everything it in a hands-on or practical way. But you will need to understand why we need this DNA records, why we need DMARC records, what are email infrastructures and everything like that. So first of all, it is very essential to cover the theoretical part and then move on to the practical part. Because a lot of time people move on to practical part directly. But whenever something bad happens or whenever email infrastructure is broken, they don't know how to fix it because they don't have the understanding or the context of how email infrastructure works. And that's why again it is very important to understand theoretical part of each and every segment of your email infrastructure. So let us get started. First part of technical setup, or even we can say that it is step 0 before even starting your cold email campaign, is purchasing and setting up your domains. So we have two types of domains as we have covered in earlier lectures. The first is primary domain and second is secondary domains. And that's why I am saying that purchasing domains plural. We only need one primary domain and we can use as many secondary domains as we need. But why we are buying secondary domains when we already have primary domain? Well, our goal is to protect the reputation of our main or primary domain, as your primary domain would be used in internal communication or official business interactions. This is by far the most common mistake that even professional SDRs at big company or large company make is they use their primary domain to set up their cold email campaigns and they will lose vulnerability, they will lose reputation of their main domain, leading to major SDR churn and inefficient outreach efforts. Therefore, by using secondary domains, we can protect our primary domain. And the beauty of secondary domain is we can buy as many secondary domains as we need. For instance, if you are learning how to build cold email campaigns and you are using primary domain for your campaign, and let's say your primary domain get blacklisted or banned. So there is no other way around. The game is over right there. But if you are using at the same time secondary domains for your cold emails, and let's say your secondary domain get banned, you can easily buy another secondary domain redirecting to that our same primary domain. So there's no harm on our primary domain, and that's the beauty of secondary domains. Let us take our old example, which is acecourse.com. So this was our primary domain. Now we can buy secondary domain, let's say supportacecourse.com, helpacecourse.com, infoacecourse.com and many more like that. And you can easily buy these secondary domains from GoDaddy, Namecheap, Cloudflare, but my recommendation for you is buy domains from GoDaddy or Namecheap. I am not getting any affiliate or support. GoDaddy or Namecheap doesn't know that I exist, but the integration of DNS setting with Namecheap and GoDaddy is very easy and straightforward. And that's why you don't want to mess with this email infrastructure. Again, I am saying you can make as many mistakes in analytics, in writing copies, but don't make mistake in this email infrastructure. Consider this email infrastructure as a chain. So our first chain is buying primary domain. Our second chain in our chainsaw is buying secondary domains. And that's how we can build an entire chain. But imagine if one step or one part is broken, the entire chain will fall. And you don't want to definitely do that. So try to buy domains from trusted website like GoDaddy or Namecheap. You can easily buy domains from let's say $9 to $10 for a yearly purchase from Namecheap or GoDaddy. And once you have bought the domains, head over to DNS settings or DNS section. Don't worry, we will look into it in practical section, and use 301 redirect. So what is 301 redirecting? Well, whenever we are buying secondary domains, we need to redirect those domains to our primary domain. For example, if someone search supportacecourse.com, we actually need to redirect that secondary domain to our primary domain, which is acecourse.com. That's why we are using 301 redirecting. If you are a beginner and starting your first cold email campaign, consider buying 5 to 8 different secondary domains, and as you understand this email infrastructure better, you can easily scale those secondary domains as many as you like. You can add unlimited email accounts for free with the software that we are going to use to start our campaigns and to send our cold emails. So that's all for this purchasing and setting up your domain, and I will see you in the next lecture. Let's break down how you can scale your email infrastructure without costing banks. Reputation is name of the game of email infrastructure. Email reputation is tied to domains rather than specific and individual mailboxes. This means that if one account on your domain, let's say manthan@manthancourses.com, develops a poor reputation due to issues like spammy content or high bounce rates, it can negatively impact all other accounts on that domain. Even new account, let's say we have set up a new mailbox naming vishwa@manthancourses.com, will already inherit this poor and bad reputation, potentially limiting the domain's overall effectiveness from outbound campaign. To mitigate or avoid this risk and maintain a healthy email infrastructure, it's important to buy only 2 to 3 email or mailboxes per secondary domain. The benefits are you can easily maintain 2 or 3 email boxes or mailboxes per domain. The second advantage is my favorite, which is if one account starts to go spam or blacklisted, you only lose 2 accounts at max. But if you have bought 5 to 6 mailboxes on that domain, you will lose all of those accounts, and that's why we have to limit the number of mailboxes per domain. The flip side of second advantage is when you build email reputation for one email address, you will be automatically sharing that with another email addresses on that domain. So for example, if you bought another email address after a month, that new bought mailbox will already have that good reputation of 1 month for free, and you don't have to wait another 1 month. Alright, so these are some of the advantages, but every coin has 2 sides. So here are some of the disadvantages. For example, if you have 2 email boxes per domain, you can only send 100 cold emails per day, and you have to buy more secondary domains in order to send 1000, 3000, 5000 cold emails per day, but it will be not that cost effective and budget friendly. After buying your domains, we have to set up our DNS record. So there are 4 basic DNS records, which are MX record, SPF records, DMARC record, and DKIM records. And I don't know why people find this stuff boring, techy, and complex, but trust me, it is very easy and we can do this in under 2 minutes. But first of all, let us understand the purpose of these records and the format of these records. And in further section, we will cover it in a visual way where I will show you how you can set up these records for your domains. MX or Mail Exchange Record. The purpose of this record is to specify the mail servers that are responsible for receiving emails on behalf of that domain or on behalf of your domain. You won't be able to receive or send emails without a MX setup. Next comes SPF or Sender Policy Framework records. The purpose of this record is to help us prevent email spoofing or email phishing by specifying which email servers are authorized to send emails on behalf of that domain. Next record is DKIM or Domain Key Identified Mail. The purpose of this record is to provide the authenticness of your email. For instance, this record will check that this email address is authorized by your secondary domain or by your primary domain. In other words, no random person can send an email on behalf of your domain. Last record that we are going to talk is DMARC record or Domain-Based Message Authentication, Reporting and Conformance. The purpose of this record is to decide whether the received email should land in inbox, should land in junk, or straight out reject. It will use DKIM and SPF policy to check that. It basically lets every ESP or email service provider know that the email you have sent is legitimate and sent by you. I understand that setting up this record can be confusing at first, but these abbreviations are going to play a very major role in ensuring your well-crafted emails lands in your recipient inbox. You might be asking why we are setting up these records? Well, the answer is this is a standard email authentication protocol used to help fight cyber attacks and cyber crimes, and that's why it is so important to set up these DNS records to protect yourself from cyber attacks and cyber vulnerability. Don't worry, I will show you how you can set up your DNS records under 2 minutes in further lectures or in further section. So make sure that you are continuing watching the course, and you should be super proud of yourself that you have made it till this far, and you should give a tap on your back because not many people make it till here. Warming up your emails is a very important part in your email infrastructure. So you might ask, what is email warming? Well, the answer is when you buy a new mailbox or a new email address, you have zero reputation with your ESP or email service provider. So in order to build that reputation, trust, authority with your ESP, we warm up our emails. Warming up your emails protect you from landing in spam folder and building your sender reputation and trust with your ESP. Email warm-up is a strategic process of gradually establishing a positive sender reputation from a new email account or your sender domain. In other words, when you have a new email address, you gradually increase the number of emails you send per day. For example, on day 1, you send 10 emails to your recipient. On day 2, let's say you increase the email warm-up process to 15 emails per day. On day 3, let's say 20 emails per day. Now the person who is receiving your email on the other hand is marking your email important, is clicking on the star button, is scrolling and reading your entire email and even replying to your email. That way, your ESP or your email service provider will think that the person who is sending this email is authentic, is credible and is legit. And that's why you will build your sender reputation and trust with your ESP. And that's the ultimately goal of warming up your emails. Now you might ask, do I have to manually sit and write all of the emails to warm them up? Well, no. We will fully automate this process by this amazing software called Truly Inbox. It will warm up your emails for free and you can do that for unlimited email addresses. And the best part, it will do all of the manual work. For example, it will send let's say 15-20 emails per day as we set the limit. And on the other hand, it will mark our email important, it will star our email, it will scroll like a human way so that our ESP will think that it is not an automated process, as well as it will even reply to our emails so that all of the task is being automated and you don't have to do anything. All you need to do is click on that email warm up button and everything is automated. So stay tuned for that. Again, I want to emphasize on the point that without warming up your emails, you will crush your email deliverability to the ground. You will have zero reputation, you will have no credibility, and all of your emails that you will send further on will always land into spam folder and maybe you will get blacklisted. So there is no point of starting your cold email campaigns without warming up your emails. Now the next question is, how long should I warm up my emails, or how many days it can take to warm up my email addresses? Well, there is no specific answers, but there are some of the recommendation or benchmark to warming up your emails. I recommend at least 2 weeks of email warm-ups from optimal deliverability. But if you have luxury to wait for 1 month before you start your cold email campaign, definitely do it. Else, 2 to 3 weeks is fine. Let us look at some of the configuration in order to warm up your emails. Therefore, the first thing you have to do for your cold email campaign is to warm up your emails right after you have bought your mailboxes or email addresses. Now let us have a look at how you should warm up your emails or warm up email configuration. These are the things to keep in mind when warming up your new account. I recommend starting with 4 to 8 emails per day per account with a target reply rate of 30%. After 2 weeks, you can increase the warm-up volume to 20 emails per day or 30 emails per day with a higher target reply rate of 40 to 50% when engaging in outreach. The maximum recommended warm-up email volume is 50 emails per day with a reply rate of maximum 60%. The reason that we are gradually increasing the number of emails per day in order to warm them up is because when you have a new account, you cannot send 50 emails per day. It will hurt your email deliverability and you will never have that scalable outreach that you are looking for. So when you are starting out, start with a small number, for example 4 to 8 warm-up emails per day, and gradually increase the volume, let's say 3 to 5 ramp-up emails every single day until 2 weeks. That way, ESP will monitor your sending behavior and give you that trust and reputation of your email account. And that's exactly what we need. So warming up your emails is a foundation of a scalable outreach. It's all about building reputation and building trust with your ESP. Without this sender reputation, your emails will never land in your recipient inbox and will always get lost in spam folder. So that's why warming up your emails and gradually increasing them over days will give you that email deliverability and email longevity that we are looking for. Also, don't forget to randomize number of warm-up emails every single day in order to look human and more natural. ESP will detect that this is a natural person and it is not automated. and it will give you that email points that we are looking for. Warming up your emails and sitting ideally from let's say 14 days to 1 month may seem time consuming, but email warm-ups will help you to scale your outreach much faster. It will drastically reduce your time to build your sender reputation. If you directly start sending your emails without warming them up, it may take 3 to 6 months in order to get that good sender reputation. On the other hand, warming up your email account will take 2 to 3 weeks and you will have a good sender reputation to get started to run your email campaigns and boost your sales and outreach efforts exponentially. Alright, I hope you understand why I was emphasizing so much on warming up your emails. Also, don't worry about the fact that we are going to cover this in a practical and visual way. So stay tuned for that and I will see you in the next lecture. Let us take a step further to increase your email reputation and email deliverability by custom tracking domains. So in order to understand custom tracking domains, we have to first of all understand how your emails are being tracked. So if you can see this in this example, we have open rates, CTR or click-through rates, unsubscribe rates, and there are multiple of other metrics. But the open rate is the number of email being opened divided by number of total email delivered. As well as the click-through rate, you will see that unique number of users who have clicked on any link within that email divided by number of emails being opened. These matrices are very useful in order to track your success of your cold email campaign. But at the same time, they are hurting your email deliverability. Well, why? So whenever you are sending your cold email campaign and in order to track your open rates, this cold email campaign will put an invisible image in it with a tracking link. So whenever someone will open our email, that tracking link will be triggered and it will be counted that this email is open. The same goes for CTR or click-through rate. So whenever someone will open the link that you have shared them in the email, it will trigger the count of CTR. But for instance, if you are sending 1000 cold emails per day, all of those emails will have that same tracking URL or tracking link, and it will trigger our ESPs. Because our email service providers are smart and they will figure out that all of these emails which are being opened and they are all sending same request to the same tracking URL. It will cause a drop in your email reputation and deliverability. So what's the fix? It's simple. All we need to do is mask our tracking URL with our owns. And that's where we will introduce custom tracking domains. So custom tracking domain is your own and unique domain address which we will use to track our opens and click-through rates. Custom tracking domains help you to establish this positive sender reputation to increase your email longevity and deliverability. Custom tracking domain is also used to track the unsubscriber rate. You definitely need a custom tracking domain and there is no discussion for it. I am not open for any discussion and we are going to use custom tracking domains in our further lectures and I will show you how you can easily add within just 2 minutes in your cold email campaigns. So stay tuned for that and I will see you in the next lecture. Whenever we are setting up our email servers, we have 2 options. That is, first public servers and second is private servers. In public servers, as you can remember, we have Google, Microsoft for $6 per account. Meanwhile, in private servers, we have AWS for example, and it provides from $3 to $4. But what my recommendation would be, never go from private servers, always choose from public servers because they will have some positive sender reputation along with them. So whenever you are purchasing, let's say Google public servers or Microsoft public servers, they will have better sender reputation than the one in private servers. Although you might be thinking that private servers are a lot cheaper than public servers. But trust me, if you are running your campaign with private servers, it will come back and bite you in $8. And you don't want to hurt your email deliverability just because of the sake that you are using private servers from $3 to $4. Trust me and use public servers for cold email campaigns and you will never face your problems with email servers or ESPs. Now let us have a look at each of these servers. Starting with Google servers, it is $6 per month with setup service. But the main advantage of using Google servers is your profile picture. So whenever you are sending your cold email campaigns, you will likely notice that if you are using your profile pictures in your cold emails, you will have much open rates, much conversion rate, and at the same time, if you don't use your profile picture, you will have little less open rates and conversion rate. This is what I found and it is my perspective. but a lot of people are using Google servers just for that profile purpose domain, because whenever you are starting your cold email campaign, initially people are always unlikely to trust with your offers, service and product. But using profile picture, you can improve your open rate and conversion rate. The disadvantages of using Google servers are Google is making a lot harder to do cold emailing for people like us. It is getting a lot stricter as compared to Microsoft servers. Microsoft can be said that it is cold email friendly, but Google is not. And at the same time, setting up your DNS records can get trickier if you are a beginner and just starting out. Now let us compare Google servers with Microsoft 365 servers. The first advantage is, as I said earlier, it is cold email friendly, meaning your cold email campaign will run longer and you will have more conversion and more sales. The disadvantage here is you will have no profile picture, and that's why most of the people uses Google servers instead of Microsoft servers. But at the same time, they offer one-click setup with GoDaddy, and it's actually $2 per month for first year with GoDaddy. So that's the advantage of using Microsoft 365 servers. And feel free to use any servers that you like, but I'm just giving you suggestion on what to use and what not to use. Now coming to private servers, the first advantage is very obvious here. They are much cheaper than public servers, namely Google and Microsoft. It is sometimes even less than $3 per month. For example, InfraMail offers unlimited mailboxes from $99 per month, as well as MailForge offers $3 per month. But the main disadvantages of using private servers is they have worse deliverability. But my recommendation is don't use private servers even though they are cheaper, because cold emailing is a long-term game, and that's why go for public servers. I hope you got my point, and I will see you in the next lecture. Another technical term in email infrastructure is mail forwarding. So what is mail forwarding? Let us take an example to understand it better. Let's say you are running your cold email campaign, which consists of 50 email addresses. At some point, you are likely to get a reply for your cold emails. Now the question here is, do I have to sit and check for all of the 50 email addresses, like are there any reply, are there any follow-ups? Well, no. And here comes the part of mail forwarding. So what is mail forwarding? All of these emails we are forwarding to one single mailbox. For instance, you can use your primary main domain or primary email address to forward all of the secondary email addresses, and that way you can reply all of this email with one single mailbox. But the main issue with mail forwarding is it requires filtering warm-up emails. As you are already familiar with warming up process, we are setting 30 to 40% reply rate, and you don't want those replies forwarded to your single mailbox, and that's why I prefer to not forward emails but to use Unibox. Now what is Unibox? Unibox is a master inbox where you get all the replies from your leads from all the email addresses that you have chosen. And we are going to use the best Unibox available out there. So that's all from this mail forwarding lectures, and I will see you in the further sections where we will set up this Unibox, how you can use this Unibox to reply and to follow up with your leads.